Good morning and welcome to another vlog. Today you join me up north. I'm not actually in my home county of Cumbria. I've made the short trek over to Yorkshire. Now the venue behind me is called Welham Lake, and this is actually where I caught my first ever 20 pounder. It was a good probably 7-8 years ago. There's actually a video on this channel of when I came here with my dad all them years ago, but this time round I'm down by myself and it is freezing cold, so I've made sure to wrap up nice and warm in the ZT clothing. I've got the lake to myself, half of the lake is frozen, so I'm fishing off the island on a peg known as the Shallows. And yeah, there's a lot of fish out there, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a look up the ladder on the island, I've had the drone up there, and there's a good amount of a stock of fish just over there. So I'm gonna get a couple of short zigs put out there, and hopefully, or to be fair, I'm pretty confident to say it's not gonna be long until we have the first one of the trip. Nope. I've got a bite. Oh, this is a disaster. Literally got that fish in the net. Said hopefully it won't be too long till we get another one or something along those lines. Oh, let's get him off. No! This fish literally feels like I'm holding a block of ice, but I do not care because it's the first carp of this session. I've been able to get 2 bites so far. Unfortunately, I did lose the other one, but I do not care. That was probably around 40 minutes ago now. I've stuck it out with the zigs, no more bites as of yet. And to be honest, I'm already getting itchy feet as to why I haven't had another bite. But we'll stick it out a couple more hours before we start making them changes. There we go, the first one of the session, and hopefully not the last one. And hopefully not the last one of 2023, because I'd get sacked if that was the case. I'm really starting to scratch my head as to why I haven't caught another fish. The fish is still in the area. If anything, there's more fish in the area than there was this morning. With it being January, the days are really short, and probably in about 90 minutes or so, it's going to be pitch black. And yeah, I'm a little bit of a dilemma as to what to do tonight. The fish are still there. Obviously, I've had them 2 bites on zigs. Tried different depths and different colours, none of it's working. Now I have actually put 6 or 7 dot spots in the area where some fish seem to be patrolling, so I've always got that as a backup. Temperature is starting to drop as expected. I think it's going to be -7 tonight or something like that. Touch wood, this part of the lake shouldn't freeze because there's an inlet, it's spring fed, so there's always water movement and it's a little bit warmer over there. But we're going to get a pot noodle on the go, make a few changes and see if we can get another one before dark. Yeah, I've got 2 zigs out. I've literally put the 2 zigs out there and just chucked 1 rod on the bottom, and typically it looks like I've been doing the wrong method all day because that rod has been out in the lake for maybe 5 minutes and it's just ripped off. I was actually doing an Instagram story. I was doing some winter top tips and yeah, the rod ripped off, so I managed to get that on film. Bosh, got ya. Well, I've definitely been doing the wrong method all day. That rod's been out a minute, no word of a lie. Them zigs are getting reeled in, and all 3 rods are going out on yellow pop-ups. Now, I am going to hold my hands up. I've been completely wrong about today's tactics. I was adamant the zigs were going to work, and I suppose looking back I should have made the change earlier, but I was that confident the zigs were going to work. I just didn't want to put a rod out on the deck. I mean, 2 fish in the net in 5 minutes shows I was completely wrong. So I'm going to unhook this fish, get the rod back out, them 2 zigs are coming in and getting put out on the deck. Well, it certainly got cold last night. I woke up around 2:30 in the morning. I couldn't feel my hands, my legs, my face, anything. And I was kind of glad that I wasn't able to get any bites throughout the hours of darkness. Now, I woke up probably about 10 minutes ago, and 5 minutes ago, I was able to land one. It's only a small mirror. Let's have a little look. There she is. Only a little one, but as you can see, it really was cold. There's the little bivvy. So yeah, I'm gonna get this fish unhooked to keep my hands nice and warm. I'm just gonna put it back, but we're going to be doing something pretty exciting shortly, and that is we're going to be putting a GoPro out in the lake. So hopefully we're going to be able to get some underwater footage. I might be able to put a rig in front of a camera as well, which would be absolutely mind-blowing if we were able to get a bite on film, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, the forecast today is going to be very similar to yesterday. There's going to be a little bit of a chop on the water, which, to be honest, I think would be quite good. It will also help break the ice on the other half of the lake. There's going to be another person turning up today, but they'll be nowhere near where these fish are, hopefully, and we will be able to carry on catching them. So yeah, I'll get this fish unhooked. I've got the kettle boiling so I can fill up my hot water bottle because I'm a pussy. Let's see what the second day brings. So I'm just about to get the GoPro ready to put into the lake, and I discovered one slight issue, 2 problems actually. The first one was I was going to use a storm pole, however I'm using them as my bank sticks. So I've got a landing net pole here, and the other one is the case for the GoPro is actually broken, like completely, and I can't put the GoPro in a case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this attachment onto the landing net pole. I'm going to balance the camera on top, and then I'm going to use braid or a bit of fishing line, tie it on, and hopefully the GoPro will stay in place. I've left the net float on the top just in case if I am lucky enough to hook a fish, but unfortunately it goes around the pole. If it falls over, I'm not going to lose the camera. Yeah, basically this is the underwater budget edition. So I unscrew this. Got a double take. Got a double take. There we go. It's not a bad fish. Let's get the other fish. This really is turning into a session to remember. Considering it's -2, the lake should be frozen, but luckily over here we've got a bit of water to fish. Just about to get them 2 fish out onto the mat. And yeah, one of the rods, unfortunately, not the underwater camera, but another one of the rods is ripped off. And down here, we've got 3 carp in the net. So yeah, I'm going to get these fish sorted now. Like I say, that common on the left looks like a good 20. In the middle, got like a low double mirror. And on the right, sort of a mid-double common. So, we'll get these fish sorted and redo the rod, so I have a bit of a sort out of my life. I'm currently just drinking a kind of 7-Up free to celebrate this momentous occasion. And yeah, redo the rod, and then I'll have to go back out there, go get the underwater camera and see if I've been done on multiple occasions. You never know, we might be lucky enough and catch one before I have to go out. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's get these fish out. That's what we were after, a January 20-pounder. Now, the last time I caught a 20-pound carp on this lake, it was a lot of years ago, and it was actually my first ever 20-pounder. So it's nice and special to come back all those years later and to catch another one. And just to think what's happened between now and then is absolutely crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna get this one put back, and I think it's finally time to get the cooker on and have a bacon and egg sandwich. Well, it's been a few hours since I was able to catch them last few fish, and yeah, it's been really quiet. The fish are still in the area. I've been climbing up and down the tree on the island all day. I can see them in the snags. I've also seen a couple jump, but yeah, I haven't been able to get any more bites. Now, yesterday I was in a very similar position. The fish were in the area. I was chopping and changing with zigs. Nothing really happened, and then the one rod that was on the deck just before last light, that started getting the bites. So I'm going to stick it out on the bottom. We've got around probably 90 minutes until yesterday's bite time, so I'm going to redo the rods, make sure they're perfect for the hours of darkness. I'm going to stick all 3 rods out on the deck. I'm going to put 2 towards the bridge where I had most of the bites from last night, but with the left hander I am going to put it nice and tight up against the snags. To be honest, I feel like the few bites that I've had, it might have pushed the fish into the snags where they feel a little bit safe. So that's going to be the plan. Redo these rods now, and let's see what the final night brings. There we have it, the first fish of the evening, and what a cool looking character. It's got a bit of a funky black eye going on the other side. 16-17 pounds, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm loving it. Fishing in January, freezing cold, but we're catching carp. I've recast out the rod because, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like the carp are feeding in short feeding spells, and when you catch one there's certainly chance of another one. So I'll get this one put back, and you never know, you might be seeing me again in a minute playing another carp. It's the final morning, and last night was certainly the coldest night that I've experienced on this trip. So much in fact, that the margin down behind me is actually frozen solid. Now, I didn't actually know that it froze until about 20 minutes ago when I was able to get a first light bite. And I went to pick up the landing net and I couldn't really lift it off the platform. At first, I thought it was because the net was frozen to the wood, but it wasn't. It was because there was about 1 centimetre of ice in the bottom of the net. But anyway, I managed to free the net, sort of come over here on the edge of the platform, and luckily down here I've got the boat, so I just took a step on the end just so I could get the fish into the net without having to smash up all the ice. Yeah, we've got one more fish to get out on the map before I pack up. I've got a busy day today. I'm driving down to Essex, so I really do need to pack up and get on the road. We'll get this fish out. I think it's fish number 10. I'm not 100% certain, but whatever it is, we can't complain because it's been a fantastic winter session. And there we have it, the final fish of the session. I've really enjoyed the last couple of days down here at Welham Lake, and it just shows even when conditions are hard, if you can find a few fish, you've got every chance of getting a few bites. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and more importantly, I hope it inspires you to get out there on the bank in the winter and do a bit of fishing.